Time Wizard Tuesday, guys. Today we are finally taking a look at that deck from Duelist Grounds. I have made changes to the deck and I flushed out a side deck for it. So the original build was on Allure of Darkness and 3 Solar Recharges. I bumped Solar Recharge down to 2. If you want to see that original build, you can check the video out from a few weeks ago. It was the Duelist Grounds Part 2 video, I do believe. So you can check that out to see the original deck list from way back in 2010. But this is what I cooked up. I dropped Allure for Plague Spreader. I dropped one of the Solar Recharges for Hamster, and I do not regret the decision at all. Hamster can search out both of your little Lightsworns because it is level 3 or lower beast type monster, so it's pretty good in that regards. Maybe the original creator overlooked Hamster when building the deck. Honestly, you could probably play 2 Hamster. I kind of feel like the deck needs a third pot of Avarices. The Solar Recharge was good, but I don't think it was good enough to play 3. It's one of those situations like that. That's how I feel about it. You can see in this one replay, I did use it a good bit though. So first things first, we'll go through the entire deck. There is a double Dandelion, triple Debris, triple Junk. So you can see what we're trying to do with this deck. We're trying to use our little guys to pop cards and control the game, and then synchro them away into bigger cards to try and win. And then, of course, we have double Lila, 2 Mask of Darkness to create a recursion effect with our traps, Plague Spreader Zombie, the Hamster that is newly added, and Rinyan, whatever, Lightsworn Rogue, the kitty cat Lightsworn. So target 1 Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, shuffle that target into your deck, then draw 1 card. This card came up a lot. It was really great. You do hard lose to Nobleman, though, with this kind of a deck. So you see the side deck, I have my bodies as a shield, and this deck is also very vulnerable to deck devastation virus. If you get deck dev, you're probably just going to lose. Honestly, I might side a third my body over one of these other cards. This was just a side deck I threw together because it did not have one, and not much thought went into it, to be honest with you. It was just, let me get some stuff in here for this match so I have a side deck to side into. All right, and then we are on double Book of Moon because, well, we have a bunch of flip effect monsters that we would like to reuse. Brain Control, Charge of the Light Brigade to search out our mini Lightsworns. Heavy Storm, Mind Control because of all of our tuners. Double Pot of Avarice, 2 Solar Recharge. Double Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Dimensional Prisons. 2 Dust Tornadoes. Mirror Force, 2 Raigeki Breaks. Solemn and Torrential. So the deck is pretty fun. It is so grindy, though. It is a very grindy deck. So it's one of those, in a tournament, you might have to play a little quick to make sure you don't go to time, but also it really depends on what you're playing against as well. I'm not sure how the Blackwing matchup would be for this deck. Maybe the side deck could be changed to be more appropriate towards that. But for the side deck, we're on double Cyber Dragon with the Chimera Tech. I really just wanted to use all of these for synchros, and I was arguing in my head over what synchros to play. Originally, there was a Mistworm in here. Honestly, I might drop the Starlight Road for another My Body as a Shield and drop the Stardust Dragon for the Mistworm. Or maybe one of the Iron Chain Dragons for a Mistworm, something along those lines, because Mistworm definitely comes up and was a possibility to summon thanks to all the little cards. The Chimera Tech, because like I said, wanted all those in there. Karma Cut, because I just wanted to side an additional discard trap that allowed me to remove monsters. So did not side this in. However, double pulling the rug, you know why this is here. So as you can see, the Mystical Space Typhoon is in the side deck, not the main deck. So the reason for that is because of the Dust Tornadoes being able to be grabbed back by Mask of Darkness, I opted to keep MST out of the deck. The original build did not play MST, and I feel like okay, I would stick to that and see how well it did, but I will side deck it for those matches where I think I might need it. And you'll see in the replay, I actually do use Mask of Darkness to grab back Dust Tornado, so it does come up. It is a possibility. The double My Body as a shield, as mentioned before, might swap that for a third over the Starlight Road. The card is crazy good at protecting you and stopping you from losing. Double DD Crow for those matchups when you need it. Soul Release, and then 2 Thunder King Ryos. I actually sided these in game 3, and I believe they ended up winning me that game. So Thunder King was pretty good in the side. For the extra deck, we are on Armory Arm, which he did not play, but he also did not play Plague Spreader. So I threw the Armory Arm in because there's so many level 2s. Going in Armory Arm is not very difficult. 2 Cataster. This is out of order. 2 Cataster, 1 Android. The Android was great at one point. I could have sat behind it for many, many turns, gaining life points, but I decided to risk it to get the biscuit. Ancient Fairy Dragon, because it's a dragon that you can summon. Yeah, it's a level 7 dragon that I can summon. Black Rose Dragon, obvious reasons. Bryonic, obvious. Colossal Fighter, Goyo Guardian. 2 Iron Chain Dragons, because they are summonable off of the debris. Red Dragon Archfiend, for the same reason. 2 Stardust Dragons, and a Thought Ruler Archfiend, because that is my favorite Synchro in Edison. And I really like going into Thought Ruler Archfiend. As you'll see in the video, I do make it. And yeah, let's not talk too much about that. Let's just jump into it, right? So first things first, we are against aliens. Let's just fast forward a little bit here and let the game go. I believe, lost the rock, paper, scissors. He opens up with Thunder King, and I have Charge of Light Ray. I have just nothing to get over this Thunder King. I hit him with the good luck, have fun, and I do believe he never set it back. Never set it back. But he was an amicable opponent nonetheless. Let's keep it going here. We're going to play. Let's go ahead. We'll hide his hand just for now. So we'll hide his hand. So I go ahead and set the Raikou D-Prison that I top decked, and we just let this play out. So let's see, what was his next card? Nothing, right? He just goes for this. I D-Prison because I wanted to save the Raikou to pop potential back rows. So we let it go, let it go. He summons, and we're like, oh, he's on aliens. Okay. And then he plays Messenger of Peace, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm going to be honest. Aliens have showed up at our locals, but I've never played against it, so I've never bothered to read the card. So I didn't know why he was playing the Messenger of Peace at first. I'm quickly going to learn why. All right, so let's keep this going. He set one. What was this? The Planet Pollutant Virus. This card was so freaking annoying. It destroy all face-up monsters without A counters your opponent controls. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, so let's keep it going. I do draw the recharge. I opt to charge the Light Brigade first to grab the missing Lila, because I did not want to mill Lila. I mean, he's already thrown down a Messenger piece. I don't know what he's cooking up over there, right? So I did not want to mill that second Lila. And then I do use one for the recharge, though, because I have Rin Yan. So I can grab it back, Rin Yan, whatever. So I can grab back whenever I want to. I don't know. I just don't think Raikou was correct there. Maybe I was wrong. The Pot of Avarice is hit. I hit double Junk Synchron off of that. You'll see a lot of doubles when I mill. Milling is not my forte. I'm not lucky. We go Lila. We use it to pop his face down, and that's when he hits that, and Lila dies, right? So I set Mirror Force past turn. We're chilling behind Raikou still. I don't know if this Raikou even matters, to be completely honest. Prohibition's bottomless and torrential. So he's like, I'm getting this summon in, and then goes for that. Ironically, I had Mirror Force, but it doesn't matter because of the play. So now I am about to learn what the actual play is. He synchros into Cosmic Fortress Golgar, which you can only use Ammonite to make. And once per turn, you can select any number of face-up spell or trap cards, return those cards to their owner's hands and distribute new A counters among monsters on the field equal to the number of cards returned. So he can bounce these to the hand to put A counters wherever he wants, essentially. And once per turn, you can remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. He throws all of the A counters on the, how do you pronounce it, Golgar. And then he pops my Raikou. He re-prohibitions, choosing Lila and Heavy. At this point, Lilas are all gone. But, you know, whatever. I am Pot of Avaricing, so we'll keep it going here. We pot Raikou, Lila, Junk Synchron, and Lila, just all the monsters that I've milled. And yeah, so we just set Dandy with our hand here. I had the Mirror Force, and I was like, if he pops the monster again, it's fine. I kind of assumed he was going to bounce, pop the monster, and then like play Prohibition on Mirror Force or something like that. Prohibition, Mirror Force, Deprison, so he could swing and not let Messenger of Peace stay. But he let the Messenger of Peace stay, and he did not go for damage. Essentially, you'll see here the play he does make. He pops Mirror Force, I do believe. Yeah, so there it goes. He pops the Mirror Force, which kind of worked out in his favor. But like I said, I thought he was going to Prohibition the Mirror Force. Maybe he was just afraid it was more Raikou since, you know, I had all the goods there. But if it was Raikou, he could have just Prohibition and then popped the Raikou. But anyway, so he swings. He does no damage because Dandy tokens. And I accidentally clicked one too many times because of the lag. And then he re-Prohibitions Caius and Heavy. I don't play Caius. I mean, it's a smart call, but there's no Caius in the deck, as you saw. And yeah, I'm sitting here reading his cards and trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And then we just go Debris. I bet you can't guess what I'm going to go into, because he sure as heck did. He's like, I knew it somehow. Rose, of course. Of course. Look at his field. I would go up so much in advantage off of that, so I had to try it, right? So we go into the Black Rose, popping the field, getting our tokens, and yeah, he does have that. We go Mind Control, do some fun stuff here, go Thought Ruler. This game is an absolute grind fest, but it was very fun to play. It took a lot of thinking. I'm sure I messed up a little bit. Like, nobody's perfect. I'm not the greatest player in the world, but I try my best, you know. That's the whole point of this channel, trying to beat mediocrity. And yeah, he gets the swords so he can stall for 3 turns. He had a lot of stall in his main deck here. Like, I get it. He's trying to go for the Golgar. I think he might have sided a lot of this out, though. And I do have the out for that, but I opt to not out it and go for the face down, which in the long run, it didn't matter because it's Fiendish Chain and he just chains it. And then I go for nothing. He goes into the Alien Shock Trooper on Mask of Darkness. I have Book of Moon, but what's the point? We just let it go through and get our trap back. So Mask of Darkness, big fun card here. Unfortunately, you cannot grab it with Debris, but you can bring it back with Junk Synchron. So I grab back a Deprison, let it die, draw, flip the Raikou, target his other one, and he thinks, and he Book of Moons. Thought Ruler. Maybe he thought I was going to pay 1,000 life points. I don't know. You know, it's one of those situations. But because he had the Code A Ancient Ruins, he didn't want to flip his alien face down because it gains counters for the face up aliens that die. So I get, you know, why he did it. I would have attempted it too, just to see if my opponent would went through it. And look what I milled. Heavy Storm. So we swing, do our damage. And yeah, fun little game here. I set the Raigeki break. Pass turn, he draws, sets the back row. A Raigeki break in the end phase, ditching Dandy to pop the Offering to the Snake Deity. This card is really annoying, and one thing I did not notice about it during the game is it says target 1 face-up reptile monster you control. It's not like Icarus Attack. It's not destroy, so keep that in mind if you've never played against it. So I don't have game because the Dandy actually loaded my field, but I couldn't have pushed for game anyway because of the current field. And for some reason, he looked at my grave and then like clicked Dandy. I don't know why. I'm not sure. He never said anything. I sat here for a minute waiting, and he never said anything at all. So yeah, we just swing, set, pass, draw, book a moon. Then we flip up that Raikou. He admits defeat, and that is game 1. And then game 2, side decking. I don't think I sided anything at first because I wasn't entirely sure what to side. I was like, I don't know what's up with these aliens. Like I had a couple of things in there, but I was like, maybe just run it back, you know? So I do open up with the recharge Raikou, but yeah, he does that. It works out, though, in the long run. This game is the grindiest, longest game of them all. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens in this game. He does play the Ancient Forest, which I do end up having to Dust Tornado it because I don't want Raikou to be negated because it's really annoying. I don't want to lose Raikou. So I do chain the Dust Tornado because I want to mill. I want to, you know, pop off. And again, like I said, it's just more things he's on. He can use the Gold Guard to bounce this back. I totally get what he's aiming for at this point, but doesn't really get that happening in this game. So I go double Raikou set with a Mirror Force, and I'm like, yo, I'm cooking. This is good, but you see what we got over here, right? You see what we got over here, right? Another offering to the Snake Deity set up, ready to go. And he was on, I think he Fiendish chained me twice, at least in every single game. So Fiendish will happen over and over again. You'll always see it. And I go for the Mirror Force. So he has to target one face-up Reptile. And, you know, I guess he figured everything's going to die anyway. So he targets his stuff, and then it all just goes away. So we end that board with everything being cleared, including double Raikous. That's all 3 Raikou gone. Shoutouts to Rinyan and Pot of Avarice, though. They are not gone forever. And, yeah, I tried to pro set the heavy. I was like, I'll set this solemn, make him think I have heavy. And it was a huge mistake. He literally, you see, shuffles, sets. And I'm like, okay, maybe he thinks I said solemn, so I'm not going to heavy. I should have known better. I was like, he doesn't have Starlight Road. He is bluffing. Guess what, guys? He has Starlight Road. So I fall right into the trap. There it is. Starlight Road. Yeah. So my own fault. That's all I can say about that. I knew it was there, but at the same time, I was like, he ain't got it. He's just messing with me. He's bluffing. And as you can see, what his sets are: Fiendish Chain, Rivalry of the Warlords. This game, there's a few play errors for sure. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have set the card there, but it's fine. So he swings the Stardust. Keep it going. I do rip the Pot of Avarice. Rippity Rudade. That was a great rip there. We go Raikou, Debris, Rinyan, and leave Plague Spreader in there. We opt for the My Body because, that's what I sided in. So there we go. I did side in the My Bodies. I lied. I'm a liar. I sided the double My Bodies in. I sided more for game 3, though. Spoiler alert. There's a game 3. All right. So I milled Dust Tornado, Lila, and I'm just like, oh, joy. And then the Stardust is just sitting there chilling. I have a Raigeki break. I could technically out the Stardust whenever since it was brought out with Starlight Road. But we let it go. We'll fast forward, let it play. We go for the Debris. And he flips Rivalry, which I just have to solemn it, and because it would shut me out of the game really, because I can't exactly Raigeki break it, because of Stardust Dragon. So we just a rippity Rudade on that. We go into Iron Chain Dragon, and I'm like, well, I could crash or I can synchro into another card. So we go for the Plague Spreader Zombie, stacking Junk Synchron. And I keep the My Body because My Body is really good. So this is an interesting play here, how this fans out. So now that you know his sets, let's watch what happens. I go into Thought Ruler Archfiend, enter the battle phase. He Fiendish chains it. I pay the 1,000 to try and destroy it. And then he uses Stardust Dragon to negate, because mine is negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So, you know, cool stuff. Actually, reading that, now I'm not entirely sure. Now I'm not entirely sure about that ruling. Let me know in the comments below if that is the actual correct ruling on that. It's probably correct. It's probably correct. So, you know, we do that, and he tributes that, and when he activates the effect of that card, I activate my body as a shield, putting myself on 250 life points, because I'm like, I gotta get something going here. He has one card in hand. It's fine. And he has another Fiendish Chain. So in the end, he flips the Fiendish anyway, and I still can't swing, and I can't do anything with it. But I stack Junk Synchron, so as long as he has crap nothing, we're still okay. So fast forward to his turn. He summons an Alien Shock Trooper and just passes. Not entirely sure why he summoned it, to be honest with you. And yeah, so I go Junk Synchron into Magical Android, which was not in the original deck, so I'm glad I threw the Magical Android in, because now I am gaining 1,200 at the end phase, which is bringing me back into this game thanks to having 2 Psychic Monsters. So yeah, slowly start pulling back into this game with the Magical Android. We swing, take him down, set the Book of Moon. I should not have set the Book of Moon. I should not have set that Book of Moon. Right then and there, I'm telling you right now, that was a misplay. I knew it after I said it. I was like, Raigeki Break is dead. Why did I just do that? So he sets a monster, passes back. And yeah, you'll see why I shouldn't have set that Book of Moon. Because ultimately, it didn't matter. I go for the Raikou first, because the snake deity needs a face-up reptile. So I just kind of assumed he didn't have anything with that. And he does Mirror Force. I opt to protect with Book of Moon, but now I have a defense position Magical Android. If I would have just Raigeki Braked it in the end phase, I would have never had to book this, and it could have stayed defense position. And yeah, the Book of Moon was bad. This is a bad play. That's all you can really say about it. Yeah, so he summons, he runs it over, as you do. He has another Shock Trooper in hand. He's going to just Hulk Smash over this, and I can't do anything about it. Should not have set the Book of Moon. It's my own fault. So we go on. I flip Raikou, pop his face down. I hit double Dandy, and I wasn't sure about this. I was like, does it have to summon 2? I didn't want to Google it, so I was just clicking. I just clicked summon 3 tokens, and then he was like, no, that doesn't work. You can only summon 2. So we'll fast forward. I did not mean to click that. That was just a mistake. I was trying to set the tokens, and then he's like, only 2. Sadly, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I got the Junk Synchron, so that's cool. Good to know. Thank you, guy. I don't use Dandy decks often, and the last time I played a deck with Dandy, I think I only played 1 Dandy in it, so... Yeah, but as you can see with my mills, I love hitting double stuff. I had double Junk earlier, double Dandy now. And yeah, so, but with this, I do sink away into Goyo Guardian, because why not, right? All right, so we make the Goyo, we run over the Shock Trooper and take it, putting it in defense position. And let's fast forward. He summons this in face-up attack position, and I'm like, okay, he's definitely going to pop my cards, right? Like, why would he summon this in face-up attack position if he doesn't have the thing that pops? So my choice is to Raigeki Break, lose the Mind Control that way and pop this and he chains it, or Mind Control and force him to do it. So, you know, he does just, I do just go for the Mind Control, because why waste the Raigeki Break, right? So he goes for that and destroys all of my monsters, because this card destroys all monsters without A counters. And yeah, currently I have no A counters, so all my stuff just goes away, right? So everything dies. I just have the Raigeki Break. He rips Alien Warrior. I'm like, cool, cool. I'm on 850 now. I draw Book of Moon. We set it. Fast forward a little bit more. We book. Draw. Hey, look. It's Rinyan. Our best friend Rinyan. All right. So he draws. He does not have another monster. Thank giggity giggity god. And then Rignon grabs Lila. Yeah, grabs Lila, puts Lila back into the deck. We draw Hamster. We set the Hamster, but we drew the Raikou too. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, so he goes for that. He swings Raikou into this, and I pop the Call of the Hunted to kill his bigger monster. No worries, right? We mill Lila and Brain Control. Awesome. Brain Control is gone. I had just enough to pay for it, and it's gone forever, so that's cool. I draw a Junk Synchron for turn. I have a good little think about what I'm going to do, and then I'm like, well, I kind of just have to go for this. And he flips Rivalry, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I finally play the Raigeki break, which earlier, if I would have, played it, I probably would have won earlier, so wouldn't have made it to this point. But it's fine. We bring back Rignon. And he puts us both in top deck mode. So everything is gone. I have no hand. He has no hand. All he needs is a monster. He didn't draw it. So he sets and passes back. I draw Lila. I'm like, all right, he's on 42. If I get 2 turns with Lila, that's 34. I just need a Mask of Darkness or something bigger to win this game. YOLO. So I summon the Lila. I'm like, as long as he doesn't draw a monster, we're fine, right? We mill our cards. Guess what? I milled the 2 cards that I was hoping to top deck. Mask of Darkness and Debris. And then we pass turn over to him. He drew a monster to set. I draw the Mask of Darkness. Cool. But I have to admit defeat because at this point, I needed him to not have a monster. And he had the Fossil Dyna. So it ultimately didn't matter. I needed him to just draw another useless one of his traps that he couldn't activate. But it is what it is. So I admit defeat because I'm going to deck out due to Lila. And this is the game where I side in the Thunder Kings. And he's like, what a game. I was like, I had to try it, right? I had to try and go for the Lila game. It was fun. So I open Lila, we mill, we hit Junk, Dust, Raigeki, we swing, and that's when I learned he's on Fossil Dyna. I didn't see it in the last game because it was set. But ultimately, it didn't matter. He flips up the Ancient Forest, and I do lose my Mask of Darkness, unfortunately. So he goes for a T-set, passes, I believe, I heavy here, and yeah, he blows up all my monsters. What a cool guy, right? So we set Raikou, set Bottomless, set D-Prison, sorry, and pass turn. Raikou, he Fiendish Chains, I summon T-King, and we start swinging. And then, yes, I do get counters because of the Planet Pollutant Virus. It says on each monster they summon, and I guess because flip summon counts as summon, right? I don't know on that, but whatever, bro. We'll let it go. I didn't care enough. So he goes for that, and I'm like, okay, he's going to make the Golgar, which is very devastating here. So I just go for the Thunder King. Like, I had the Brain Control, but yeah, it's just not worth using here. So we just negate the summon and leave him with nothing. And then we get back Mask of Darkness, set that bad boy. I think I might Mask of Darkness here for Dust Tornado, right? Yeah, Mask of Darkness for Dust Tornado. I thought maybe this was one of the smaller guys here because he loves setting like the Shock Trooper and stuff. So I was thinking maybe it was one of the smaller guys and maybe I could just run it over. And turns out, no, it was not. As you can already see the defense on that card. Swing into it. I take 100 life points. Woe is me. Solar Recharge sits in my hand for a very long time. And yeah, we're going to fast forward a little bit and just let this play. I D-Prison, sets, I Debris, roll Oppressions, I Dust Tornado, which he knew I had it. And then that goes through, bring back the Raikou. I go for the Synchro. I make an 8. I'm like, I'm going to go Stardust. And guess what he has? Another Royal Oppression. So, this Stardust gets negated, unfortunately. And then I just turned the Mask of Darkness. I did not want to happen what just happened again, and it would have. See? Exact same situation. Yeah, sucks. But I do have the Torrential, so we are all good here. He's lower in life. He flips it. I flip Torrential. We pop it away. I think the lag there on that. I have Junk, but because of the Royal Oppression, I can't do much about it. So, yeah, we eat the 1600. Cool beans, you know. I draw a Raigeki Break, and I'm like, cool, I have my out for Oppression, but things don't always go according to plan. So I have Pot of Avarice now, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to draw some cards. It'll be great. No worries. So we go for the pot. A bit of a misplay here with... No. I don't think that's... No, it wasn't that time. There's one point where I Raikou away too many of the debris. Too many Raikous. And it was like I messed up the count, but it didn't hurt me in the long run. And then I have a long think here, and I'm like, do I Solar Recharge, or do I just summon Lila and pop Oppression? And I probably should have did that, but I'm greedy as hell, and I had this Recharge in my hand for a really long time. So I do go for the Solar Recharge, which... I think ultimately, I don't know if this deck needs Solar Recharge. Like, even after playing it, like, sure, I used it, but I used it because I'm greedy, not because it was the correct play. But it nabs me my body as a shield. And yeah, that's cool. My body's a great card. So we set, pass turn, right? And I looked up the ruling here, and not on this activation, but I looked up a ruling before I made this play. And I thought I could My Body Oppression, but the thing I found was talking about when Oppression's flipped, not the activation of it while it's already face up. I'm stupid for not reading into it further. It's just my own fault. But you'll see in a second. Because he plays the Ancient Forest, I don't want to lose Hamster to just, for nothing. So I'm like, I have to Raigeki Break here because I don't want Hamster to die. And I ditched the Brain Control because Junk Synchron is overall just more of a comeback card. The Brain Control is a YOLO card. The Junk Synchron allows me to get bigger monsters on the field, so I decide to keep the Junk Synchron. And Ancient Forest does not resolve. And then he attacks. I deprison. I did not want to flip the Hamster at this point, which I should have, but I didn't want to because I thought I could My Body Oppression. Okay? So I wanted to destroy Oppression with my body so I could start using the Junk Synchron. That's why I didn't want to do it on the whatever. You'll see. So we let it go through, and then I tried to My Body. He's like, you can't. It's using the effect, not activating. I'm like, shit, he's right. And I throw my monster back face down, right? So... Not my monster, but I let it go, it's dead. I threw My Body back, added my life points back because it's illegal activation, whatever. And then I just set Rignon. Rignon's such a cool cat. I need these in real life to play the deck. So if you have these at my locals, please bring them. All right, I grab back the Lila, shuffle up, and draw a card. That's so great that it allows you to shuffle and then draw. So Rignon about to put in some work here. I don't know if y'all are aware of this or not, but Rignon likes to poke people. And we drew the Pot of Avarice, and this is why I think I might need a third Pot of Avarice, though, because it's a very good card in this deck. You mill a crap ton, especially with the recharges, but maybe without the recharges, you don't need 3 Pot of Avarice. But as you can see here, he has yet another Fiendish Chain. Yet another. So that Thunder King is summoned and just has to sit there forever. So I poke for 100. He has nothing. And I'm like, cool, set Raikou, poke for 100. I never had to fear Gores with his deck, so that's cool. And I flip the Raikou, target Oppression. I have the Junk Synchron. We didn't hit Dandy, luckily. And I debate right here, do I go for the play or not? And I was like, maybe not. And then I'll just swing, because I didn't know maybe if he was just sitting on the Mirror Force. And he didn't want to use it on the little guys. I don't know. Because I could only go into like a 7 or a 9. So if I had Mistworm, I would 100% win for this play. Like, Mistworm would have been great right here, but I took it out of the extra deck. I think Mistworm needs to be back in there because I could have Mistwormed and then bounced. And we can see here he does not actually have the Mirror Force, but I didn't know that. Yeah, Mistworm would have been good here because we went 3, 4, 7, and then bring back, Oh, this was that Pot of Avarice was the misplay one. I should not have shuffled in that other Raikou. It took away my target for junk. But I still could have went into it because I have this dead Thunder King that is Fiendish Chain. So 3, 7, 9 Mistworm, right? So we just set our hamster back down past turn. He goes into Alien Shock Trooper, tries to swing for 19. I play Mirror Force. He destroys, tries to destroy. I my body, and then he sets and passes. I draw Thunder King for turn. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And then I'm like, maybe just flip set Raikou and set up for attempt a game next turn. Or if he has Torrential, then I can still normal summon the Thunder King. So I was like, okay, we'll go for this. Set the Raikou up. Grab that bad boy, throw him face down. We swing with just this. I didn't want to leave too many monsters in attack position. They're really small. I'm only on 3,200. So we just swing for 13. In case he has Mirror, it will empty out my zone so I can Junk Synchron. This gives me a target for the Junk Synchron. That was all my thoughts behind this. But again, he still doesn't have Mirror Force. So he just takes the 13 and he rips into a 16, kills my poor little hamster. And then, yeah, he goes pop, pop, offering to the snake deity. What a cool guy. Always popping my cards. And for some reason, he targeted the Thunder King there. It kind of surprised me, but at the same time, like, I get it because he can't really get over it. But it still surprised me considering he had it under Fiendish Chain. So I was just like, oh, cool. So I just go Junk Synchron. We synchro into Ancient Fairy Dragon, the other 7 in the deck. Again, if I had Mistworm, could have went Mistworm here. But he solemns it because he loses if he doesn't have anything else. So I simply set Charge of Light Brigade as a bluff. He rips and plays Prohibition. And he's like, Lila, after checking my stuff. And as you can see, there's only one Lila in here. And I did have the Charge of Light Brigade, ironically. But does not matter because he has nothing. So we summon a Thunder King and go for game. And that is that. So overall, we timed out due to activity. Yeah. Skip and draw. All right, do it. So overall, the deck worked out pretty well. There were a couple of misplays on my part, but very strong, fun deck. The deck was just as fun as I thought it would be when I first saw it in that original video. There are some tweaks that still need to be made. Mistworm in the side, in the extra. Maybe solar recharges aren't really required for the deck, but they are good. They are good. Don't get me wrong. So maybe keep them. A lot of testing needs to go into this. I still don't own the Lightsworn cat, so I can't play it in real life until I get that cat. We do have a larger Edison tournament coming up at the end of this month here in Rome, so expect me to be testing for that. I don't want to post my exact deck because I don't want people to know what I'll be playing, but we'll be testing out different things. Maybe testing this. Maybe I'll just cave and buy the Rinyons on Card Market. Who knows? Very, very fun deck. Try it out. It's a great grindy deck. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for What's Cooking Wednesday. It ain't this deck. So see you tomorrow, guys.